Ben and Jerry of the ice cream company are picking on capitalism again. They lament that the Keystone Pipeline is still being considered despite international agreement about climate change. International agreement can be wrong, and where it conflicts with U.S. interests, it should be ignored. Think of this on a personal level. Do you do things that conflict with your interests because it benefits your neighbors? We need to consider things from a U.S. perspective. Moving oil by pipeline is more efficient and safer than shipping it by truck and rail. The oil is being used either way. Ben and Jerry, through some odd leaps of logic, decide that oil is evil. They call the money oil companies spend on lobbying dark money. I'm not a fan of lobbyists, but if oil lobby money is dark money, so is all lobby money. One must be consistent in this. Lobbying for one industry over another is evidence that we don't really have a free market in America. If we had a true free market, industry lobbyists wouldn't exist. If we had a true free market, industry lobbyists wouldn't be necessary. Oil is what our economy runs on. The ice cream business of Ben and Jerry relied on this as much as any other business. They used electricity, and much of that electricity is generated using fossil fuels. They used oil to transport their ice cream to market before selling their company to Unilever, and I'm sure a good profit was made there as well. They call the lobbying money of the oil companies dark money. As I said earlier, this is evidence that we do not have a free market. The dairy industry, of which Ben and Jerry were a part, also have lobbyists. Instead of competing in the marketplace and adjusting business practices to respond to the demands of their customers, they are begging for favors from the government. A business owner, ironically, must be more concerned with pleasing the government than pleasing their own customers. The government's goals are different for both the consumer and the business owner. This upsets the normal relationship between customer and business owner. It also upsets the relationship between the citizenry and the government because the government is reaching into areas it doesn't belong. Ben and Jerry bring up this dark money of the oil industry, ignoring that all industry does this. As I said, this includes the dairy industry. Ben and Jerry even criticize the Koch brothers, but are beneficiaries of the efficiency which resulted of Fred C. Koch, who developed a more efficient way to refine crude oil as a chemical engineer. The Koch family earned their wealth by providing a product to the marketplace in a more efficient way. A better product at a better price. My video on monopolies and free markets discusses this by using Standard Oil as an example. This makes Ben and Jerry hypocritical, ratcheting up the level of hypocrisy. They don't bring up the true dark money received by someone on their end of the political spectrum. It's disturbing that people think the Koch family shouldn't be able to participate in the political process just because they are wealthy, with money they earn fairly, and just as Ben and Jerry do. Hillary Clinton has received money from foreign governments through the Clinton Foundation. Not that it would affect policy in another Clinton administration. The Clintons, after all, are ethical, trustworthy, and a shining example of American citizenry.